Today, we're diving into the incredible story of Miriam. You probably know her as Moses' sister, but she was so much more. The very first woman in the Bible to be called a prophet. I mean, she saw the Red Sea part, she saw empires fall, but her story is also this powerful and kind of cautionary tale about how even a lifetime of amazing faith can get seriously tripped up by pride.
So, this is the question that just changes everything. This is the breaking point. It's the moment where all those years of watching her little brother lead finally just boils over. But before we get into all of that drama, we've got to go way back to the beginning, because you have to understand the hero she was long before this moment of crisis. You see, her story doesn't start on some big stage with songs and praise. Nope, it starts in secret, in a place of incredible fear, hidden in the reeds along the Nile River during a terrifying time for her people.
Can you just imagine the terror? The Israelites were growing and Pharaoh was getting paranoid, seeing them as this huge threat. So he issues this absolutely horrifying decree, a death sentence for every single newborn Hebrew boy. And it's right into this world of unimaginable danger that Miriam's baby brother, a little boy named Moses, is born.
Now, this plan, it might look like abandonment, but it was the total opposite. It was a plan born out of desperate, gut-wrenching faith. Their mother, Yocheved, does everything she possibly can. First, she hides the baby for 3 whole months. When she just can't hide him anymore, she builds this tiny little ark. And then comes the final, most crucial step. She stations her daughter, Miriam, to stand watch from a distance.
And then, boom, the moment of truth. Pharaoh's own daughter finds the basket. The baby's crying. Now, in a split second, when anyone else would be totally paralyzed with fear, young Miriam steps out of hiding. With just incredible guts and lightning-fast thinking, she offers the perfect solution. And just like that, she reunites her baby brother with his own mother, who now gets paid by the palace to nurse her own son. It's an absolutely brilliant, God-inspired moment of pure bravery.
Okay, so let's fast forward. Years have gone by. The plagues, the Exodus, the miraculous crossing of the Red Sea, it's all happened. And Miriam isn't just that brave little girl anymore. She's grown into a powerful, respected leader and a prophetess in her own right.
This is Miriam at her absolute peak. This is her moment. Right after God delivers them from the entire Egyptian army, it's Miriam who grabs a tambourine and leads the whole nation in this massive song of victory and praise. She is a spiritual authority, a woman who has seen God's power up close and personal, and she's leading everyone else in worship.
So, this begs the question, right? How did the worshiper become the challenger? Well, as that long, hard journey through the wilderness dragged on, something ugly started to grow. You know, familiarity can sometimes breed contempt. It's easy to forget the divine calling on someone you've known your whole life, especially someone you literally saved from a river. She uses Moses' marriage to a Cushite woman as a kind of cover, a pretext to air her real grievance. She was jealous of his unique authority.
Well, that challenge, spoken alongside her brother Aaron, did not go unnoticed, not by a long shot. God himself intervenes, and the confrontation is swift, direct, and honestly, terrifying.
God summons all 3 of them, Miriam, Aaron, and Moses, to the tabernacle. And he starts by kind of laying out his normal way of doing things. He says for most prophets, communication is indirect. You know, it happens through visions, through dreams.
But then, he makes it crystal clear. Moses is different. Their relationship is on another level. It's unique, it's intimate, it's direct, face to face, as he says. Moses isn't just another prophet. He's the one God trusts with his entire house.
And then comes this chilling, piercing question. Now, God isn't asking because he doesn't know the answer. He's asking to expose their sin. See, by questioning Moses, they weren't just questioning their brother. They were questioning God's chosen guy and the special way God had chosen to speak through him.
The fallout is immediate, and it is devastating. The very moment God's presence departs, Miriam is struck with leprosy. Her rebellion, which started with pride and was spoken in whispers, is now made visible for everyone to see. And even though Moses immediately prays for her healing, God's discipline has to run its course. She's to be shut outside the camp for 7 days. Think about that. This isn't just a punishment, it's a time of humbling, of separation, of reflection. And get this, the entire nation of Israel just stops. Their journey is put on pause, all because of the division in their leadership.
But her story doesn't end in judgment, thank goodness. The discipline was incredibly severe, yeah, but it was meant to refine her, not just to punish her. And what happens next is all about the mercy that follows the reckoning.
After those 7 long days, Miriam was healed, and she was welcomed back into the community. The journey could finally continue. Her fall was incredibly public, but so was her restoration. And that's so important. It shows us that God doesn't just cast aside those he disciplines. He refines them and brings them back.
So what are the big takeaways from her incredible, complicated life? First, pride is a powerful thing. It can derail even the most faithful people. It also shows us that God's discipline has a purpose. It's for refining, not just for destroying. We see that true repentance and humility swing the door wide open for restoration. And maybe one of the biggest ones, your personal history with someone doesn't give you a pass to question God's unique calling on their life.
I mean, her story became so fundamental to their history that it was literally written into Israel's law. Decades later, as a whole new generation is getting ready to enter the Promised Land, what does Moses tell them? Remember Miriam. Her life became this permanent, powerful warning against pride and rebellion for all the generations to come.
And that really brings the lesson right to our doorstep, doesn't it? Miriam's struggle is absolutely timeless. In our own lives, when we're a part of something bigger than ourselves, are we going to be content to play our part with humility, or will we, like Miriam did in her moment of weakness, start questioning the leader and demanding the spotlight for ourselves? It's a question that's definitely worth remembering.